Loud, and we're on. Right, so first of all, if you please introduce yourself and tell us what you and your business do to help your clients.
Yeah, my name's Lee Walton. Started a company, Renovate Leeds, in February this year. We basically supply and install glass, locks, doors and windows to the glazing industry, taking on small projects to large new build projects. So literally anything to do with doors and windows.
Oh, brilliant. And I know obviously we spoke a bit about this, but you set up in February, which must have been an interesting time of year to start out.
Yeah, we set up in February. I lost my full-time job out of the blue, shall we say. So yeah, I actually just adapt and crack on, shall we say. Luckily things have worked out, been very positive, and we've had a great response since. Hence why we're doing this interview. So yeah, it's gone well so far.
No, that's brilliant. So it's one of those, something that has come out of the blue, and it's very easy to say. You know, March, a lot of people are sitting there looking at what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. The fact that you sort of, the job ended and you just straight away turned around and got into this, I think is absolutely brilliant. So I mean, what are the biggest sort of issues you've had to overcome?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue was obviously at the start, we didn't have any income coming in, obviously because we were locked down. Few sleepless nights thinking, where's his next wage package coming from? Got a newborn baby at home and a 4-year-old and a wife on maternity leave, so it was scary. So basically, because we couldn't get the goods from our suppliers because everything was locked down, we kind of looked at other avenues of income. So I started to approach the NHS and doctors, surgeries and dentists, and we started installing hygiene screens, basically a piece of perspex or glass at the reception area or where the doctors are going to be working and the dentists. And we did one, and from there we built up, and we managed to get a good 4 or 5 in consecutive weeks, which we were working then throughout lockdown, which gives us a great start.
No, brilliant. And well, congratulations on the newborn. I'm just back off paternity leave myself, so I'm exactly the same. Does add a little bit of pressure to things, doesn't it, when you've got a little one sat there? So I mean, obviously you're saying you sort of pivoted around, almost going away from the glazing and going into those, the hygiene screens, and that's something you're going to keep with, or?
Yeah, we've been inundated with work, so it's kind of another line of our products that we do now. So it's just kind of fallen into place nicely. Off the back of doing the doctors and dentists, we've got into a lot of little businesses as well, just little shops who want screens putting up. We worked for Lee Rhinos. We did their reception area.
Nice.
It's kind of all just come from this initial idea of how can we generate more leads, how can we adapt to the ongoing situation, shall we say, something that's out of our control, and luckily it's that paid off.
No, it's brilliant. So it's one of the big things we talk about is controlling what you can control, and so you've got out there and sort of found a new market, found a new product, and got out there. I think sounds brilliant. I mean, just one of the standard questions. If you could go back to March, is there anything you do sooner? It sounds like you kind of thought on your feet pretty quickly and got around. Was there anything that you sort of thought afterwards, you know what, I should have done this a month ago, or you pretty quick to dive on it?
Yeah, I think it's easy to look back on hindsight and say, I wish I'd done this 5 or 10 years ago. But I think sometimes you are best off just being thrown in at the deep end and how you adapt. I think personally, that's when I'm at my best, when I'm probably your back's up against the wall, should we say, and you've just got to go out and do it. I think that's it helps having that motivation, that extra motivation. We put a lot of hours in behind the scenes where we weren't actually getting anything from it. Looking at us online, portfolio, how we can generate more leads, and we built all that as well through lockdown. We had a look at these avenues where we could still work, like create a website, revamp it, and get everything going up and ready for when lockdown did come to a close.
No, great work. And so what is it you're most looking forward to?
I'd say a little bit of normality.
Aren't we all?
Probably it's been obviously massive changes for us suppliers, like even going in just to try and get at some products. We can't go into certain premises just to collect the product. Everything has to be delivered now. But it's actually worked to our benefit really, because we've become better organised. We've had to buy a storage unit. So everything gets delivered to a storage unit rather than us collecting it, which we would have done before. But again, it's been a positive rather than a negative, even though we had an initial outlay of money to pay for it. We now get all those products there, everything's there ready for us to control really. We know we can basically plan as weeks and months ahead as installs.
No, that's brilliant. So in terms of, so that's what you've learned about sort of how to do the business and that, but what have you learned about yourself during all this time?
A lot. I think biggest thing I probably learned is how to, when things are out of my control, basically my decision making, when things are out of my control, how can I just sit back and probably look at the bigger picture rather than jump into a rash decision. Because there's been so many occasions throughout the summer where just things have gone wrong when it's not my fault or any of my employees' fault. It's just happened out of our control, and we've just had to sit back, take 5 minutes, see what the best way around it is. And we've come up, and we've succeeded every time. So I think just sitting back and realizing that it's not bad just to give yourself a bit of breathing space to make the right decision instead of making the wrong one. Like I say, a rash decision out of nowhere, really.
No, it's brilliant. So it's exactly that. It's controlling what you can control and sort of, rather than railing about the rest of it. No, it's something we promote a lot, and I'm really glad it's sort of getting across to other people are seeing that as being a way forward as well. So no, that's brilliant. So what does the future look like, Lee? Where are we going?
At the minute, I'm staying positive, very positive. We've got a good order book going into start next year. We've been very cautious for the next couple of months again because of COVID's come up. It's getting worse and worse. We'll say in the next few weeks. So we've got us work booked up till mid-November. Just been a little bit cautious around December. Just being honest with us customers. Just saying we may have supply issues into December, and most of them welcome that. Just the honesty. But yeah, in the future, going forward into January, February, March next year, we've already built up a few orders. As long as nothing happens again out of our control that'll affect them, we should have a good start to the year. We've also been in talks with someone possibly investing into the company, which I'd welcome, and it take a little bit of pressure off me as well as helping me achieve the business goals where we want to be, basically.
Oh, brilliant. And main challenges going forward, still COVID or anything internal? Or?
Yeah, mainly COVID. I think the uncertainty. Staff has been a bit of an issue as well, trying to find the right people, because we've employed a couple of people this year. Understandably, not many people want to jump ship at this time because they don't know, especially for a new business, do they want to join something that you could so easily fail rather than a big company. But there's no guarantees anywhere. So yeah, I think finding the right employees, which is massive. And yeah, the COVID situation now, again, we don't know how that's going to affect us in the new year. So yeah, I see that as being very challenging. But again, as long as we're able to adapt to it, we should be okay.
Brilliant. No, so it sounds like you've done, jumped at the right time, made the right moves, and well, like you say, hindsight's brilliant for looking back and controlling everything. It sounds like you've really made the most of this, and best of luck with the new year. Best of luck with the young child and the even younger child. And I hope to see a lot more of you soon with Renovate going from strength to strength.
Hopefully, let's hope so.
Top man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.